care if she did kill 4 people. She is a smoking hot warrior princess.
I'll make you a deal. You can kill Gemma, but don't touch Katie.
M3GAN.
Hello everyone, welcome to another movie review. I just saw M3GAN 2.0, which of course is the sequel to M3GAN from a couple years ago. Prior to this movie, I haven't seen M3GAN. I just never was really interested in it. Being a lifelong fan of Chucky, I always viewed M3GAN as sort of like, not a ripoff of Chucky, but like a new, updated version of Chucky that just isn't as interesting and, you know, PG-13, and I just didn't think I'd, you know, connect with it. So this new one was coming out, and I finally decided to say, you know what, I'm trying to go to the movies more. I'm trying to, like, be more of a reviewer, I guess. So, like, I kind of want to see, not every movie that comes out, obviously, because that's too much, but certain things like this, it's like, okay, you know what, let me give M3GAN a shot. Maybe I'll like it. Kind of like how I felt with Terrifier at first, because I wasn't a Terrifier fan until recently. I never just, you know, was into it until the third one came out, and I finally decided to say, all right, you know what, let me see what all the hype is, and, you know, and now I'm a massive Terrifier fan. M3GAN, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan like that. I'm just like, okay, M3GAN's cool, you know. So I watched the first M3GAN movie yesterday, and I thought it was okay. Like, it just wasn't anything special to me. Probably like a C-, which is sort of how I feel about this new one. Pretty standard movie, you know. Blumhouse, of course, notorious for making PG-13 horror movies. Not always, but, you know, they're very good at making movies that are very accessible and low budget, and they end up making a lot of money in return. And it's a smart studio. Like Jason Blum, the guy in charge, he's brilliant, you know, with all these movies he's doing. You know, The Purge and the Halloween trilogy, the new one, Happy Death Day. And that's another thing I want to compare with this movie, by the way. M3GAN and M3GAN 2.0 are very similar in terms of, like, how the sequel changes from the original, like with Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You, I adore those two movies. They're also PG-13, but they're done right. Like, they're horror movies that are PG-13, unfortunately, but they're so good that it doesn't matter. This is very similar because those movies are so different from each other. The first one is a horror movie, and then the second, Happy Death Day, is like a science fiction movie, essentially. Whereas in M3GAN, the first one, you know, you do have science fiction in there, obviously, but it's meant to be, you know, at its core, a horror movie. This M3GAN movie, 2.0, is a science fiction action movie on crack. Like, it is such a wild departure from the first movie, even more so than the Happy Death Days were. Like, this is such a different movie from the first one. Now, if you're a fan of the first movie, I'm sure you're going to see this, and I feel like I'd probably like the first one more. I feel like it's just a little more grounded, and it's, you know, a little more easier to digest. This one gets a little complicated with the plot at certain points. There's a twist that happens towards the end, and it just gets very convoluted. Like, it's very... this movie's a lot. It's a turn your brain off, you know, popcorn movie, though. Like, it's a fun time, you know. So basic plot of the movie, you have another android sort of character named Amelia, who's hell-bent on taking over the world, essentially. She's gone rogue. She's an AI that's trying to take over the world. Of course, that's the... you know, the allegory in all these movies. Like, you know, Mission Impossible 8 recently had the same sort of deal. AI is taking over. So they reluctantly need to bring back M3GAN and use her to fight against this AI. And there's certain twists and turns that happen in the movie. I'll say this too, there's a villain, human character, and he very much reminded me of Elon Musk. I don't know if the movie was trying to say something, if that was their intent. But the way this guy spoke and his demeanor and even his appearance, like, he reminded me of Elon Musk, like, so much. Again, I don't know if they're trying to be political with this movie or whatever. But I think we can all agree at the end of the day that AI does have the potential to be dangerous if not kept under control. So I will say, like I said, this is a sci-fi action movie. It's not really horror at all. There are kills in it. There are little moments of PG-13 blood that flashes very quickly, you know. But the action in this one was pretty good. Like, it was no John Wick, but it was fun to watch. M3GAN, obviously, as a lot of series do, when they bring back the star character, the character always gets a little more over the top in each movie. And in this case, yes, M3GAN is a lot more over the top. She's sassier. She's actually taller now. She's wittier. You know, it's an upgrade, I guess. No pun intended. But yeah, fun movie though. Like I said, nothing amazing. You could easily just skip this one. You don't have to see it in theaters. Just wait for it to, you know, go to streaming or whatever. But yeah, fun movie though. Like, if you really want a movie to go see on a Friday night or something, go check it out. Like I said, the first movie, like a C-. I'd probably give this movie the same grade, like a C-, like a 5 out of 10 or something. But I think I prefer the first one though. I feel like it's just a little more, you know, digestible, like I said. So, but yeah, you do have some of the returning characters, of course. Allison Williams from Get Out. She plays Gemma, again, from the first movie. And then her niece, I forget the actress's name, but she's a very young actor. And, you know, being a kid actor, they're not going to give, like, a perfect performance. You know, that was probably my biggest gripe with the first M3GAN. Some of her scenes were kind of hard to watch because her acting wasn't, you know, I mean, she was a 9-year-old kid or whatever, so, like, I get it. You know, she could probably act way better than I could. But again, it's just, you know, you kind of have to, like, okay, I mean, she's better in this one, you know, she's a little older now. But again, it's just, you come to these movies, you don't come for great acting and sophisticated plot and all that stuff. You come for the cheesiness and the over-the-top action. This one was definitely cheesier than the first one, but it still had its serious moments in it, you know. So yeah, if they do decide to make a third one, I'll definitely check it out. I don't know what they're going to call it because M3GAN already has a 3 in it, so I don't know what they're going to call it. But yeah, solid movie, like I said, C-. Again, nothing special. It's a turn your brain off movie. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to make a good return on the profit. You know, I don't know how much it cost to make, but I'm sure it was more than the first movie because, man, they really went places with this one. You know, so. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this review. The next film I'm going to be checking out is F1. I'm very excited for that. I'm going to be seeing it tomorrow in IMAX for sure. So yeah, I'm very hyped for that one. Joseph Kosinski, of course, did Top Gun Maverick, and that was my favorite movie from 2022. So, you know, I'm hearing early reactions are saying it's just like Top Gun Maverick, so I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned for that review. But in the comments, let me know what you thought of this movie. Which M3GAN movie do you prefer? And I'm not going to really do a spoiler section. There's not really much to say. There's nothing after the credits. You know, I just stayed just to check because you never know with these movies. And I'm still waiting for a third Happy Death Day, by the way, because, like I said, I adore those two movies, and the third one, or the second one, ended with such a crazy post-credit scene. It's like, okay, what the hell? So, yeah. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. So, yeah. Anyways, check out my review for F1 tomorrow. I can't wait. So, thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. Bye-bye.